earlier this week, head coach of the New York Jets, Robert Saleh, was fired. Pretty unexpectedly. I mean, some could say it was coming just because the Jets don't have a winning record right now. And, who knows what kind of say Aaron Rodgers has. But Robert Saleh was escorted out of the building, and he is no longer the head coach of the New York Jets. I know you guys are tuning in being like, Allie, why do I give a shit about the New York Jets and Robert Saleh? Well, because a lot of you guys have commented on my own videos and tweeted at me saying, is it time to fire Jerod Mayo? And now it's just kind of gotten me thinking, well, okay, if they're just going to drop Robert Saleh after 5 games, what's going on in New England? Because right now it doesn't look too good. They've lost 4 games straight. People aren't happy with the play calling. People aren't happy with some of the decisions that head coach Jerod Mayo has made. But before we hop into some of the things that I have seen just circulating around the team, I just want to preface that I don't see Jerod Mayo getting fired at all. I didn't mean to start with the Robert Saleh tweet to scare anybody saying they're going to fire Jerod Mayo tomorrow. That's not happening. You need to give it a season. Hell, you may need to give it 3 seasons. We've seen that. Ron Rivera, Robert Saleh, Mike Vrabel. You have to see if this is going to work out. So before I break down what is happening in New England, I just want it to be on the record. I don't think the man's getting fired, nor do I think he should get fired. But is there a culture concern going on in New England? Because it's very hard to be the next coach after a legendary coach like Bill Belichick, Nick Saban. The list goes on. So I don't think Jerod Mayo has the easiest gig per se, but it does sound like some things aren't adding up for it to make sense that the Patriots are happy with what's going on. And let's break down one thing that I've noticed here. Chuk Okorafor quit, and I really don't think we have talked about that enough. And yes, while there have been reports about why he possibly talked about why he is no longer playing with the New England Patriots, something just doesn't feel right about Okorafor just leaving the team after week 1. And here is a quote that kind of goes into why Okorafor did decide to leave New England. And they did say that typically players on the exempt/left squad list wind up with that designation after leaving the team without notification. But Okorafor's representation was in contact with the team, so they notified the team that, he's peacing out, telling them the offensive lineman was reconsidering if he wanted to continue to play. But he's 26. I'm 25, and I don't know what his real reasoning would be to leave the game that he loves. But this isn't, David Andrews. This isn't somebody that suffers an injury in his early 30s and has to consider retirement. He's 26 years old. He could, be in the peak of his career right now. So why walk away in the middle of all that? Not to mention after the first game. Well, Caleb Burton also kind of discussed a little bit with Chuk Okorafor before he quit, way back in the offseason, saying, I asked him, all right, how are you feeling with all this rotation? And he goes, well, Caleb, I came in from the Steelers, where I was a starting right tackle, and I was on the right side, and now I'm on the left side. Not only is this new and unfamiliar position a little bit, but I'm working with completely different guys. And that's to be expected when you get traded and when you get picked up from a team. You're going to have to figure all the X's and O's out. And we know Jerod Mayo struggled with finding a starting 5 on the offensive line pretty much up until yesterday. So, did they even ask if Chuk Okorafor is okay playing left tackle? Because that's where he started week 1. And I know that may be very millennial of me asking if his feelings are okay and if he's all right with his decision, even though he's a professional and he needs to adjust to wherever he plays. But it sounds like Okorafor wasn't happy with the decision and did not want to play at left tackle at all. And yes, it could have just been bad timing in the sense that, all right, maybe he really was considering leaving, and it also looks bad because now it's under head coach Jerod Mayo's first year coaching. So this doesn't have to be correlated at all. But it is very interesting that a 26-year-old who's never played left tackle before starts at left tackle week 1 and then right after the game says, I'm going to reconsider if football is the right path for me. That sounds extremely weird, and it's making me wonder, was this forced upon him? Or does he not like what was happening in the Patriots coaching room? So here's my question to you guys real quick, is that it's the theme of this show. Is there a culture problem in New England? Or do you guys think that Jerod Mayo is running a very tight ship right now and it seems like the team really respects him? Because I do think that is a little bit of the case. I do think that a lot of the team enjoys Jerod Mayo. Hell, they gave him the game ball and gave him a Gatorade bath after his first win. Like, that obviously didn't end well. But anyways, let me go on ahead and break down a little bit more here in the back half of this show. First, I got to tell you guys about our sponsor here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Let me break down Game Time. Game Time is the best ticketing app that I have ever used. In fact, it's the only ticketing app that I use now because I love the fact that you guys can get lowest price guaranteed. You can get all-in pricing, so no surprise fees at checkout, and you can get Game Time ticket coverage, which means your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Not to mention, Game Time Picks makes getting tickets to your favorite teams play live even easier. They filter out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands and thousands of tickets. So, if you guys like everything that Game Time has to offer, then let me go on ahead and tell you one quick thing here is that the Patriots are playing at home on Sunday. If you guys want to go see Drake May's debut as an NFL quarterback to start this game off, well, then go on ahead and use Game Time for your tickets. Super easy. Click into the Texans and Patriots game, and then you're going to pick your seat. As you guys can see, there's even little flames up here. That's signifying that's a hot deal. There's star there signifying that's a star deal. So they're always trying to get you lowest price guaranteed. And then you can really do a nice 3D panoramic view to see where you're sitting and see how you like it. So if you guys want to go on ahead and download the Game Time app today, use promo code CHATSPORTS, and we are going to give you $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. Devon Godchaux said that the defense is playing selfish, which is extremely odd knowing that Bill Belichick was the head of defense pretty much. He was a defensive-minded coach. So that did not happen when Bill Belichick was the head coach. But now Devon Godchaux didn't call anybody specifically, but said, we're not playing together. We're not playing like a top 10 Patriots defense, which we have been used to for the last decade or so. Here's what Devon Godchaux had to say on WEII, saying, we just all got to be on the same page. We've got guys, just being honest, we've got some guys being kind of selfish. I get it. I mean, we're down. Guys want to make plays. I get it. But everybody's got to play. I'm talking about defense. Everybody has to play as 11. And everybody got to sacrifice to do what's best for the team. I know some guys want to make plays when we're down, get back in the game, but we just got to keep going as a team and play defense. Why are the defenders playing outside the system? Is it DeMarcus Covington? Is it something they don't like with him? Because we know that it's not just the new head coach. It's the new OC. It's the new DC. And it sounds like this just wouldn't happen under Bill Belichick. Knowing how defensive-minded he wasn't going to let this happen. And I'm not saying that has anything to do with, what's happening right now. Obviously, Bill Belichick was completely gone. But knowing that the defense isn't playing together as a unit maybe sounds like they don't like what the unit is calling. Maybe they don't like how the unit is getting communicated with. But it shouldn't be somebody's playing selfish. Because you can tell on the field, you can tell guys are miscommunicating. And I know injuries are taking a big part in this as well. You've had a lot of guys have to step up. But the Patriots defense is now reflecting that they are miscommunicating and being selfish. We have always seen the Patriots defense be the bright spot on this team, but now after 5 weeks, they're ranked 24th in overall defense. They were ranked number 10 after week 2. So something's not going right anymore on defense as well. So I want to see if you guys have noticed it throughout the last 5 weeks. Go on ahead and grade the Patriots defense through those 5 games, A, B, C, D, or F. Feel free to explain why, but sometimes when you get that D on your paper, you understand why. You know what went wrong. Another thing that I've also noticed is that let's flip to the other side of the football. Changing the play caller. Oh yeah, they are asking to change the play caller, fans, after 5 weeks. And week 5 against a brutal Miami Dolphins team was just the most eye-opening game that I personally saw with how shitty the play calling was. Not to mention even in week 3 when you just completely neglected the run game. And I'm like, what are you doing? Knowing Jacoby Brissett cannot pass more than 10 yards. It wasn't the best scenario. And week 5 was brutal for everybody in New England. Offense, defense, nothing was working. Nothing was going right. They couldn't put points up on the board. So everybody naturally pointed their fingers at the guy who's calling the plays. So when Jerod Mayo was asked on Monday morning, hey man, what's going on? Is this in your viewpoint? about changing Alex Van Pelt as the play caller. Jerod Mayo said that is not under consideration. So that is not even a factor in New England right now about possibly switching up the play calling heading into week 6 or anything after. And we're really going to have to see if this is maybe just a play calling issue or if this is a Patriots offense issue once Drake May gets in the backfield, because the offense has been shit. I'm not going to lie. The offensive line sucks. Jacoby Brissett has been sucking. He can't get anything over 160 yards, but through 5 weeks of offense, Alex Van Pelt hasn't been successful as an OC. They're averaging 12.4 points per game. That's 31st. Guess who's 32nd? The Miami Dolphins. Yards per game is 250.8. That's 31st in the NFL. They're 30th in the NFL with first downs. They only have 74 first downs through 5 games. So the track record's kind of there that maybe not now, but soon, there might need to be a change at play caller. Like I said, it's going to be interesting seeing Drake May back there. Maybe he is the cure for everything. Maybe it's not Alex Van Pelt. Maybe it's just you need a new quarterback back there. So we're going to have to wait and see how Drake May responds to this in week 6 and moving forward. But nonetheless, some fans aren't happy. And then last thing, benching Jacoby. I got to talk about the negative side of benching Jacoby Brissett real quick. While I am very excited for the rookie to get some reps, it's going to be very hard on a team that has already lost 3 captains, and now you're benching the 4th. So, overall, benching Brissett is going to be interesting in terms of the leadership on the field. I do agree it was the right move, absolutely. But off the field, he's a locker room guy. And I don't think that'll change. I think he'll still be that guy, but I want to know how much leadership is going to be on the field on offense. Will it be Drake May? Will it be a wide receiver? Will it be Ramondre Stevenson, knowing you're not going to have your quarterback, who is your leader, in the same huddle before the game giving that pep talk? And Phil Perry, I don't think he really sees a huge difference. I think that they respect both quarterbacks here. Phil Perry really broke this down, saying that they appreciate Jacoby tremendously. They continue to echo to me, hey, we're going to stand behind this guy. We're also going to try to uplift Drake. We think that Drake has a great future in this league, and we think he's going to be a great player. But Jacoby's our leader. He's leading our offense, and we're going to trust the process. That's what the left tackle, Verdarian Lowe, said to Phil Perry. So it sounds like they are all on board with Drake May, but, Jacoby Brissett, hopefully he can still be the same leader from the sideline, the way that Drake May has been supportive as well. Because overall, my final take here on this subject is I'm not sure if it's a culture problem or a losing problem. Everybody is pissed off when you're losing. Nobody is having fun. You should see the Chat Sports office. Monday is drastically different when their team lost on Sunday, and vice versa. So, if the Patriots were to start winning, yeah, the culture is going to be a lot better. Guys feel a lot lighter. But when you're 1-4, nothing is going to feel right in that system, especially a first-year system. So I think it's a little bit too early to question whether there's a culture problem in New England. Last question, if you guys made it this far in the video, is do you guys think the right choice was made in week 6 for starting Jacoby Brissett? He is your leader. Is it going to make that much of a difference? We'll have to find out. Type R for right, type W for wrong. And as always, if you guys want more Patriots news, go on ahead and hit that sub button for me.